I just got home from a work trip just in time to irrigate. And a lot of you have asked us about our irrigation and how it works. So I'm just going to walk you through it. So we live in a small town. This town was first settled by pioneers that were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and they were sent down from Utah to settle this area. And we live in a part of Arizona that there's not a lot of water, and so that was the biggest challenge, was getting water. So they started building dams in the Little Colorado River. But those of you that live by the Little Colorado River or have ever been to it, it only runs part of the year. I'm sorry, there's a loud pump. You'll see that's part of the irrigation here in a minute. But it only runs when there's rain, so monsoon season. So they'd build a dam, and then the monsoons would come and flash floods would wash out the dam. Plus, the Little Colorado River is mainly sand, and so to build a dam in sand doesn't work good. So I think they built 19 dams between 1876 and about 1919. And then they finally went up river about 5 miles and found some bedrock going through the river, and they built a diversion dam. And that diversion dam is only a couple feet tall, so just a couple feet, but is enough to divert the water to go out into a canal system that they could bring into town. Well, as things developed, let me show you. There's now 3 wells on the system, and this is one of the wells right close to our house. And so that's pumping water, and I can't tell you how many gallons per minute or whatever. I'm not that smart. But there used to be an open ditch, but a few years ago the water company, the irrigation company, put it underwater. But you can see the water moving right there. So I've got a head gate open, and it's filling this up, and then it's going under the road. And I'm just going to walk you around my property here. I do have a south pasture south of the freeway, but I won't be showing you that, just because I don't want to get in the car and go. I'll give you what time I have here to show you. So I think you can see it's backing up. If it gets too high, it goes out and fills the neighbor's pond for his cows. And anyway, it's going in here. Missy's taking a bath. Then it goes under the ground and over here. Right now I've got a pump running. I use that to water my yard. Now, sorry it's so loud, but if I was to open this, it would send it down to my south pasture. If I close this, then it goes this way and underneath. So tell me if you are fascinated by this irrigation system. Those of you that live in places that it rains, this may be very fascinating to you. I've talked to friends in Oklahoma and stuff, and they're like, irrigation, how does that work? The walkers at Gary and Cassie at Walkers. So that is actually water from the ditch that's coming out with a sump pump. So I can move that all around. I also have this running, and the reason I have it in this pipe is because then it diverts it even further down. Anyway, I can kind of move it around. And I only get water every 17 days. So it's kind of crazy. So up there from the ditch and the pump, then I divert it underground, and then it comes under here. And then we built this cool swimming pool. It's our irrigation swimming pool. And we fill it up, and once it fills, then it goes out the hole and down the pipe. and the kids can swim and slide. I do have a sump pump going that I can water parts of my lawn that are hard to get because they're not downhill. And there you have it, guys. But I'm not done. I'll keep taking you further. So tell me what questions you have. This is super cold water because it's coming from about 75 feet under the ground from a pump right across the street there. So no longer do we use river water. Like I told you, our river doesn't run often, but when it does, it's super muddy. So this gives us clean but super cold water. Okay, so now I'm showing you out here, and this is just weeds. I did not get around to getting this plowed up last fall, and so I've got a lot of work to do to get this plowed up this fall, and then we will get it planted again in the spring. But here you go. I'm stepping in water. I'm so grateful for my high C boots. I love these things. You could go to highc.com, capital HI, so high, and then SEA, highc.com. And if you put in Farm 66, you'll get a discount. I don't remember what the discount is, but I do love their boots. Okay, so you see water all over down here. Now, this year, since I didn't get things planted, the weeds just came up. And look at some of these sunflowers. I'm 6 foot tall and I can't reach the top. So there's some in there that are probably 8 and 9 feet tall. By next year, hopefully, we'll have it all plowed and disked and get it planted so it'll be in good shape. So once it gets done here, and I look at how dry it is, guys. So see it going, and then it just stops. It goes in a hole, and it'll take 30 seconds to a minute or two, or 5 sometimes, to fill that hole before it's enough to then keep going. So it takes a while to get through this dry ground. But once it comes down here and gets to the bottom, I'll show you. Then it will come over, it fills up this kind of waste ditch, comes down here, goes to my next field. So tell me where you're from. Tell me if you have irrigation where you're at. Tell me if this is interesting to you or if you are gonna check out. But thanks for watching so far. So then it comes down here and goes this way, and then it goes all the way to the bottom and then comes the other way. I have 3 levels. Now I have Ombre and Luna in this next field. Luna does not like to keep her fly mask on. So I've been keeping them in this field that has lots of trees, but she's not great to stand in the shade. I wish she would. I could put her in a little corral that always has shade, but then I'd feel bad that she's not getting some wide open spaces. Okay, let me show you here in a minute. Sorry, I'm trying to undo a fence or a gate. Well, guys, hit that like button if you don't mind. That would help me out. And I know when I get tired of holding my arm out in front of my face, I drop my arm. People have said you should hold it away from your face, which I need to remember to carry an extension, but okay. Okay guys, I'm gonna have to set down the phone for just a second. I'll still talk to you. I'm just tying something. So you're looking at the beautiful sky, but I'm still right here. And then I'll continue on our trip. Okay, here we are. So once it comes down the second level, then starts filling this up. And there's Ombre and Luna. And they're doing so good. Like I say, I know I'll get comments. Luna doesn't have her fly mask on. She likes to rub it off. But look at how good they look, guys. Ombre's eating, because ombre is ombre. If you're new to our channel and you are thinking I don't know how to say ombre, ombre is Spanish for hungry. And he came hungry and we gave him the name of Ombre. They're in here with these goats and getting along really good. Okay, once this level fills up, it will start to kind of create a pond here. And I think this is a beautiful part of our property. So if I wasn't wearing my high sea irrigation boots, I would be miserable right now. But I can walk right through the water. Karen, you just found us. So excited. Go watch some videos. You're gonna love it. I think so anyway. Those of you that are old to the channel, welcome her here and tell her what you like best about our channel. Let me turn this around. So we had the level right behind my house, then it comes down to this level. This will fill up, and when it gets too high, there's a safety in the fact that it can come over. We're only a few inches away from it going over. Or I can pull this piece of metal. Watch, let me pull it and I'll show you what happens. I can put it right back in. So if I pull it, look at what happens to the water. The flow goes crazy, and then it fills my third level. Laurel just said they use flood irrigation also, but they have a river that runs behind the property, which would be really nice. Geraldine's just been watching for a week and she loves our videos. Thank you, Geraldine. So I'll let some water out for a minute and let this third level go. Here comes the goats. Goats are funny though. They do not like water. So if you want to keep a big stinky billy goat away from you, now I hope I don't jinx myself, but stand on the other side of water and more than likely he's not going to cross unless he has to. Okay, now I got to go show you the rest of our property here. Oh, you know what? I jinxed myself because now I got to walk through the stinky goats to show you my other pasture that we call the goat pasture, which is funny because I don't have the goats in there right now. I have the goats in this pasture. But there you have it, guys. And here's my son's really cool tree fort he built for the grandkids. Let me turn it around. Isn't that the coolest tree fort? Here's our two new rescues, and they're calming down and being really good. Yeah, Luna. What do you and Ombre think? What do you guys think? Huh? Isn't Ombre looking so much better than when we got him? Okay, let me step over the fence and keep going on the tour. I hope you guys aren't finding this too boring. But if you are, I guess you're not watching, right? If you're watching, you must be thinking something's interesting about it. So, all right, here's the brown mare and the gray mare. Now the gray mare is still awful skittish, but this is good for her to, oh girl. I had locked them in here because I want to work with them on loading here in a minute. Here's the cool tree fort. So there you go. We got some cleanup to do like any project. Building the tree fort has created some piles of stuff that we need to clean up, but that's our next project. Okay, so then I have this field. It's called I call it my goat pasture because the whole thing is fenced for goats like the other one is now, but this was my first goat pasture. So once you name a field, it kind of becomes its official name. So kind of like the one across from the house, underwater it comes up and then goes through that white pipe and comes out, fills up this field. The overflow then can go under the freeway, or I'm sorry, that's my next field to tell, under this dirt, and then I let it go in there to help fill this up, and I let some go past to go right there. So it's kind of crazy. Krista, thanks for welcoming new people to the channel. Krista is a dear friend that has watched us longer than anybody. Actually, I don't know when everyone started watching, but we appreciate all of you. What did someone just say? Hi, I'm glad you're okay. All the best from the UK. That's cool. So this fills up. I feel like I've developed a pretty cool system. It's amazing how gravity works. Once you know that your fields are level, you can create a kind of, I can let it gather here, and then as it starts to rise, there's a outlet right there, there's an outlet right here, and there's the outlet over there. And then once all of it goes down, it goes underneath through a culvert and then to my south pasture, which is south of the freeway. So if you see that Connex box way over there, or I don't think it's called a Connex box, it's a semi-trailer box. That's in my pasture over across the freeway. So there you go, guys. Tell me what you think of irrigation. If you have some suggestions for me, you're welcome to share those. But we're just grateful to have water. In northern Arizona, if you don't have irrigation, you don't have much. You can see up here where it doesn't water, there's nothing. But everywhere it gets water, you got some green. So those green fields down there are all irrigated. The dogs love the irrigation also, and look at Ebony over there in the water. Ivory's not in the water, but they're doing good. So there you have it, guys, our irrigation system. Tell me what you think. I've got to go do some more chores, but while I checked on everything, it was just easy to take you along and show you kind of a little bit of what we do. So have a great one. I'm noticing some gopher holes here that are concerning to me. You don't want gopher holes. Somebody mentioned it in their comments. It's amazing. One gopher hole can create a lot of damage. But thanks for coming along, guys. Hurry, hit that like button and go watch some of our other videos. And hopefully we'll have another one up tomorrow. So have a good one, everyone. God bless.